Hello everyone, how are you? Are you fine? Today we'll start with a new unit and a new lesson, which is talk about properties of sound wave. First, what is the meaning of sound? Sound is external stimuli or external factor that affect on your ears and cause the sense of hearing. And sound is produced by vibration of bodies. We said last unit that sound wave, mechanical wave, and longitudinal wave. Mechanical wave because it needs medium to propagate through it, and longitudinal wave because it consists of compression and rarefaction. So sound waves or mechanical longitudinal wave travels in different media in the form of spheres, where the center of these spheres is the source of sound. Next, the velocity of sound in air equals 340 meters per second. We said last unit that the sound speed in air is 340 meters per second, the sound of speed in water 1,500 meters per second, and the sound of speed in wood 1,850 meters per second. And we said last unit that the velocity in general equal frequency times wavelength. We have solved question like number 1, what's the mean by of the wavelength of sound wave equal 1.5 meter? The answer, the distance between what? The centers of two successive compression or rarefaction equal 1.5 meter. Question letter B, calculate the wavelength of a sound wave propagate or travel in a seawater with velocity 1,500 meters per second. And the frequency of the wave equal 10 kilohertz. So 10 kilohertz equal 10 times 10 power 3. So it equal 10,000 hertz. So we want to get the wavelength, so wavelength equal wave velocity over frequency. So 1,500 over 10,000 equals 0.015 meter. Next. Now we have two types of sound. The first is called musical tunes and the second is called noise. Musical tunes like violins, like piano, all of them produce musical tunes. Its frequency is uniform, while noise is non-uniform frequency. Effect on ears. In musical tunes, comfortable to be heard, while noise uncomfortable to be heard. Noise like car horns and drill. All of them are called noise. Next. In this lesson, we will talk about three properties of sound, which are sound pitch, sound intensity, sound quality. First, let's start with the first point, which is called sound pitch. The sound of lion is harsh, while the sound of a sparrow is high. The voice of woman is sharp, means high-pitched, compared to the man's voice, which is low-pitched. So what is the meaning of sound pitch? It's the property by which air distinguish between harsh voice or soft or sharp voices. Harsh voices like man, like lion. Sharp voices like sparrow or the voice of woman. Next. Now we want to determine the pitch of long or a tune using savoir wheel. Savoir wheel is used to identify the frequency of unknown tones. In savoir wheel, we can get the frequency by this rule. Number of cycle times number of teeth over time. Let's answer this example. What is the frequency of tone produced by savoir wheel that rotate with velocity 900 cycle in 3 minutes, and the number of teeth of gear is 30 teeth? First, we will convert the time from minute to second. So time equals 3 times 60 seconds equal 100 180 seconds. Now we want to get the frequency. Frequency equal number of cycle, which equal 100 times number of teeth, which is equal 30 over time equal 180. So the frequency equal 150 hertz. Next, the second property is called sound intensity. So what is the meaning of sound intensity? It's the property by which air distinguish between strong and weak voices, means loud or quiet. The sound intensity at point is the amount of energy falling perpendicular in a unit area in 1 second. So the sound intensity is measured by watt per meter square, and the noise intensity is measured by decibel scale, related to the scientist who discovered it, which is called decibel. Now, with the factors that affecting on sound intensity, we have 5 points. First, the distance between sound source and air, amplitude of sound source, the area of vibrating surface, the density of medium, the direction of wind. Number 1 is the distance between sound source and your ears. Let's make this activity. The aim of this activity is to conclude the relation between the distance between a sound source and the air and the intensity of sound. The steps at which position is sound intensity the highest. Observation, the voice is loudest when you are nearest to the other person. So we can conclude what? Sound intensity decrease gradually as the distance increase. So sound intensity at a point is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the sound source and any point. So I is related to 1 over d power 2. I means intensity, d means distance power 2. For example, if we say the distance increased to double, so what happened to the intensity? Decreased to quarter, and vice versa. Next. Number 2 is the amplitude of sound source. The aim of this activity to determine the effect of amplitude of sound source on sound intensity. So what are the steps? Fix one end of the ruler and the edge of table by your right hand, and put the other end of ruler by the other hand, and then set it free. What happened? The amplitude of the vibrating ruler and the sound intensity decrease by time. So we can conclude what? The sound intensity is directly proportional to the square of amplitude of vibration of the source. Next, number 3, the area of a vibrating surface area. The aim of this activity to conclude that the effect of a resonating box on a sound intensity. We would bring 2 phones, cardboard box with opening at one end that can fit the mobile. Steps: let mate carry a cell phone A adjusted to vibration mode using another mobile to phone A. Make the opening of the one end of box, then put a mobile A at the end open end. The box is a resonance box, now phone mobile A. Compare the sound intensity in both cases. What we observe, the sound of mobile on resonance box is louder. So we can conclude that when the source of sound touch a resonance box, the air in the box vibrates, increase the sound intensity. Number 4, the density of medium through which sound travels. The aim of this activity is to identify the effect of density of medium on sound intensity. What are the tools? Vacuum pump, jar of glass, and alarm clock. Steps: put alarm clock on air vacuum pump and cover it with a glass jar. Listen the ring of the alarm clock, then pump the air outside the jar partially. Compare the sound intensity before and after the evacuation of air. What happened? The sound is weaker after pumping the air out. So we can conclude that the sound intensity is affected by the density of the medium that transmits through it. So sound intensity increase as the density of medium increase and vice versa. Number five is called wind direction. Sound travels in the direction of wind is louder than the sound that travels against the wind direction. So now we have finished the second property, which is called sound intensity, and number three with sound quality. What is the meaning of sound quality? It is a property by which human ear distinguish between different sounds according to the nature of the source, even they are equal in intensity or pitch. So any tune you hear it is called complex tune. It's formed by fundamental tune plus harmonic tune. Why are ear able to distinguish between musical tunes produced by a violin and the piano, even these tunes have the same pitch and intensity? The fundamental tune is a simple tune produced from vibrating tuning fork. The tunes produced from the instrument is a series of harmonic tunes that differ in intensity and pitch. So the harmonic tunes of different instruments are different and help the ear to recognize the source of sound. Finally, we will classify sound into three types. First, infrasonic waves, sonic waves, ultrasonic waves. Infrasonic waves, its frequency is less than 20 hertz. Sonic waves between 20 and 20,000 hertz. And infrasonic waves more than 20 kilohertz or 20,000 kilohertz. Example for infrasonic waves like what? Like sound produced before rainfall. While sonic waves, the sounds that heard by human, while ultrasonic waves is produced from bats or dolphin or whales. Now, what are the uses of ultrasonic waves? They are used in medical, industry, military fields such as number one, breaking down kidney and uterine stone without surgery. Number two, diagnosis of prostate cancer. 3. Sterilize milk before killing some type of bacteria and stop the action of some virus. Finally, finding landmine. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.